Hey guys, what's going on? We're back. Third Street Reactions. I think that's one of the first times I actually use a name.
It's nice.
But
it's a nice feeling.
It is. I'm Shane.
I'm Zakk.
And we're back here with the great Gravityfalls.
Classic.
Yes. So, the last episode we had was Dipper versus Manliness, which I loved, and it sparked a very good conversation after.
It did. A lot of shit in there about Predator.
Yeah.
Gotta love some Predator.
Predator's great.
You know, he had all of the machoism and what it really means to be a man.
Yes.
And at the end, with Grunkle Stan, he enlightens him or sheds his little bit of wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, you stood up for what you believed in.
That's an important thing.
For what's right. Sounds pretty manly to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So he is Stan backed him. I think it was pretty important to Dipper because as you see throughout this series, Dipper struggles with that. He struggles with whether or not Stan really likes or appreciates him.
Okay.
Sees him for more than just some little fucking runt running around annoying him.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for a young person, and I imagine a young man to be validated, because he's trying to be a man. He's trying to grow and become a responsible adult.
Yeah.
And there's social pressures to be a man. You know what I mean?
Especially to be a manly man.
And yeah, exactly. And I love and standing up for something you believe in, even if it's not popular, is a manly thing to do.
But he had that Martha moment with the multi-bear, with the Baba.
Yeah.
And the song.
Yep.
So it worked better in Gravityfalls than it did in Batman vs. Superman, in my opinion.
Well,
because of the scenario, the setting.
Yeah.
It was a little more ridiculous to see it in BVS versus...
Well, like I said, you guys need to check out our Justice League review. I wish we could do a reaction, but it's a lot of time and resources to do.
4 hours, there ain't no way.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way because people have done it, and
there's a way.
There's a lot of comments people saying,
"I don't chair after sitting up being at work, all day, and come home and sit in this rackety ass motherfucker." And then
it'd be hard. At my old job, we had nice chairs. Eventually,
eventually we can get there.
The next one you were saying it's a pretty good one. I think they're all pretty good.
Double Dipper is really good. I ain't gonna tell you why.
Okay,
but
we're gonna find out right now.
Yeah.
Uncle Stan, what did you feed us? Barfing. Guys!
Thought this party might be a good way to get kids to spend money at the shack. The young people of this town want...
Wait, let me check. Kids and teenagers welcome free?
Butterflies!
He's gonna clone them now? That's disgusting.
I got this book to teach me how to DJ right. Not encouraging. Wendy, you and Mabel are working the ticket stand.
I could work with Wendy.
You realize if you do, you gotta commit to staying at the ticket stand with Wendy. No getting out of it, just the two of you, alone, all night.
Oh, young love,
Fold that there. Okay. Step one. Getting...
He's like tall there.
Suits in the background.
I found my people.
Remember, dudes, whoever... Party crown!
Party crown?
I always feel bad about myself around her. Just give me the crown. Hold me, Candy.
Our kind is just what Gotta get in there. Cover for me?
I'll be back shortly.
Hey, what are you doing, kid? These suckers aren't gonna rip themselves off. Yeah. You.
Only I could be two places at once.
Oh gosh.
I wonder if this is a good idea. I have a really big head.
Man, this didn't work very well for Hugh Jackman.
Number 10.
We're not gonna get jealous and turn on each other like the clones in the movies, are we?
You can hang out with me and Robbie. Let's get married tonight!
Uh-oh, paper jam.
Oh!
Come on, you're not gonna make me partner up with him,
I'd throw water on him right away.
Don't start unbelieving. Now's your chance to ask Wendy to dance.
It's a hard thing to do when you're young.
A glowing dot!
Oh man, I'm so glad I turned my head.
That dot does not disappoint.
Buddy!
So hey, let's say everyone at this party gets stuck on a desert island. Who do you think the leader would be? I think I'd go with this lunatic.
I'd probably go for a stretch over there because tall people can reach coconuts.
That's actually pretty good.
Boop. You are a freak.
That's good.
The Big Dipper.
Maybe I could just go talk to her like a normal person. You bite your tongue. Maybe you shouldn't be the Dipper to dance with Wendy. No.
That's awful.
No, wait! Nom, nom, nom. Okay, so now that... Wendy! Come on, man, give it up. Just give up. Quit hitting myself! Quit hitting myself!
Ah!
Plastic Dipper's getting away! No, friends, it's me, number 7. That's not me, guys. That's not me! Get him! Boo!
That's kind of horrific.
Whoever wins, it's been a super fun party.
Aw, it thinks it's gonna win. Hey, did you hear that?
Mabel!
Yeah! Go Mabel!
Very good. Pacifica!
Yeah.
Uh-oh, a tie. We have a winner.
That was a dumb way to gauge it.
It's a Seuss way to gauge it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Jorge.
Sorry I let you guys down.
We want to call our moms and sleep over here with you.
I have magazine boys.
Magazine board.
Mabel was right. I do get in my own way. Literally!
You said burning from the inside out?
Oh boy, don't look now. And quit being such a wimp around Wendy, okay? For my sake!
His face.
Can I imagine a real world effect of that would be horrific?
No.
Okay, that was our reaction to Gravityfalls. That was a damn good episode.
It was.
That might have been one of my favorite.
I kind of figured it would be.
Yeah.
I knew this would be a good one. So.
Well, it's just like, it deals with so many things that real, like, young adults have to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asking the girl to dance.
Asking the girl to dance, and, like, you know, you always conspire and thinking, and you envision in your head how it's going to go down, or, like, the best version of it.
Trying to
and it
anticipate-
rarely does.
Trying to anticipate how it's all going to go.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, and it's just a timeless thing, you know what I mean? And just the mythology of this show's universe, like, so there's obviously something in Gravity Falls that's the reason why we're having all these fantastical things. We don't know what that is yet, or you know. I don't know. Zakk has seen this, in case you guys didn't know. I have not. But, you know, it wasn't like a sinister thing this time. It was just... It was more lighthearted. And I really appreciate...
Stan fixed up the old copier.
Yeah.
Not knowing
Yeah.
what it was.
And the copier makes these clones, and they weren't these evil, sinister things.
Yeah, he was just his own worst enemy.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
Which is an example of how we are a lot of times in real life.
Just like you said, he's his own worst enemy. He gets in his own way.
Yeah.
And that's...
And he comes to realize that later when he's looking at the list and he finds out that just talking to her was a lot easier than he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So.
Well, just like, you know, sometimes you're going to fumble and then you get some confidence. You know, at least most people do. You get some confidence, you learn how to talk to a girl. And like, so when you're young, I think you kind of pretend like you don't care. And then when you're older, like, it's a lot easier not to care.
Yes, then you're older, then you don't care.
Because you don't care. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, like, you know, when you're young and desperate and overeager, and they can smell that, and it's unattractive, you know, and he just was laid back, he was cool, and he was just himself, but not so much of himself, like Hitch said in his movie, Will Smith movie, like, you want to be yourself, but you don't want to vomit 100% of your information onto some girl, like the first 5 minutes, right? Yeah. You want to play it cool, and I think he did a great job. It was awesome. I loved the clone thing. I can't really describe how much I loved it. It was just funny.
I like. Did you like Paper Jam Dipper?
It was certainly interesting for sure. He was hilarious. Yeah. His mouth was kind of like an ape.
Yeah,
like a chimpanzee.
Like when he was crawling away with the number 7 taped to his hat.
Yeah.
That's not me, guys. That's not me.
And like it peels. Like the musical cues, dun dun.
Yeah.
Like it's the way the show does it. It's really funny.
It's like, I thought we said we wouldn't turn on each other. Like, I think we all know we were lying.
And they put him in there. And it's just like, oh, we let you call in booking some snacks. And he's like, oh, nom, nom. That was funny. And I love Seuss so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What's that glowing dot? Oh, I'm so glad I turned my head.
This dot does not disappoint.
Yeah. He's like trying to get... We've been distracting Seuss with this dot for 15 minutes. He's going to get bored eventually.
And he says, what did he say? Never! Or something you hear him in the background.
Yeah.
So.
We had the dynamic with, like, the snobby, popular rich girl.
Yeah.
Which,
Pacifica features prominently.
And it's interesting because... So, Richard Linklater, the way he shows the high school hierarchy was probably the most accurate interpretation of it. There isn't these rigid groups like a certain ideological perspective likes to think there are. That there's there are these rigid groups, these rigid hierarchies. No, like there's popular kids, there's stoners, there's jocks, there's nerds, and any of those groups can also be another group. Yeah. And maybe you are just a jock, all right? Like you can fucking stoners hang out with those kids can hang out.
Where do the jocks get their weed?
Yeah, and they kind of hang out with everybody.
Yeah,
and the popular kids, a lot of those guys are gonna be into that. You know,
probably only have a few that were really snobs.
Yeah, and they
probably nobody really fucking liked.
And honestly, yeah, a lot of people like them. Because I got examples in my school of the good looking popular girl who had money. She was sweet and intelligent. Everyone really liked her.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't say she was a jock, but she was good at sports, and she was just an all American girl.
She wasn't a meathead, and she
was great. And I know one particular girl at your school. I think we both know who we're talking about. She was nice. She was pretty, and she was kind.
Yeah.
She wasn't just like a bitch to everybody. You know what I mean? When you talk about high school hierarchies, it's lots of times it's some the people in the middle who are trying to rise or they're insecure who are fucking jerks.
Struggling.
I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of those insecure, dominant alpha male type people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I understand.
People trying to pick fights at football games and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
We know those type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, for instance, myself, I had a foot in a bunch of different groups, and I try to make friends with a lot of people. It helped that I played sports. But I don't. A lot of the rigid groups that we see in these teen movies that came out in the early to mid 2000s, they're not really a good accurate representation of how high school is.
Humorous.
Yeah, cheerleaders don't wear their fucking outfits to school.
No, they don't.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just it's an interesting conversation to have. But we did have that, and of course this is a show for kids, and we're trying to impart values and lessons into good mythologies, pass them to our children. In that respect, we see a snobby popular girl, and the show shows us that that's not the right thing to do, and she was dishonest, and the people who voted for her, they were kind of bullied into doing it. Yeah, and Dipper had friends, and she might not have had as many friends, but she had real friends,
meaningful friends. Yeah,
exactly. So I appreciate the hell out of all those lessons. That's why I love Star Wars. That's why I love things like this, because they're for children, and we're trying to.
This is your intro to not only Pacific and Northwest, who is the rich snob.
She's Mabel's arch enemy almost.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you also have Grinda. Grinda, who is the girl that talks like this.
Okay.
And,
yeah, Grinda.
And
she's great.
Candy's
Candy,
the little girl. Yeah.
Okay.
And Grinda is great all through the series.
And it's great the way this show, they become part of the show, and it sounds like the show's introducing characters the right way slowly.
It does.
Yeah.
You had Fiddleford McGucket and the way he was introduced, and he is throughout, even in this episode, he's just sleeping on the fucking chairs.
Yeah.
And she wakes him up with a little cash.
Yeah.
And he probably don't even know what the hell he's
he's just screaming. Why did Stan let him in if he's not going to pay?
Maybe he had found a way to pay, or maybe he just snuck in. I don't know.
Okay.
It never really addresses it. Anyway,
okay.
It's just funny because he's a crazy hillbilly that's sleeping on the chairs. But.
Yeah. I think it's very challenging to make a show that can resonate with children and adults and be entertaining with both.
Well, what's nice?
I think it's easy to cop out and do one, and I'm not saying Like, you know, like Quentin Tarantino, I probably wouldn't show Kill Bill to my kids. Maybe my son, you know.
I'd show it to my oldest,
Yeah.
but not my youngest, by any means.
But like, there's some kitty shows that like they don't appeal to me, but I definitely see how they appeal to young kids. They just don't appeal to me at all. And it's great when you have something like this, something like Star Wars, and there are things that appeal to just a large age groups. Yeah, it's fun to have a show that teaches just great values. I think I appreciate the fuck out of it.
Another nice thing about the way this show tells a story is that it's just introduced Pacifica. It's already introduced Gideon, but when have you seen Gideon again?
Yeah.
So it's nice that they still address it and you still have the tension between the characters, even though you won't see him for a few episodes.
Yeah.
And it ain't like the old Transformers cartoons or the old Ninja Turtles cartoons where Shredder's in every fucking episode and he's always doing something dastardly and they're always having to eat pizza.
The storyline methodology has kind of faded with that era.
Yeah, it was routine.
Yeah.
You got the same. You knew what you were going to get every morning when you watched that cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, with this, it's a lot more, I won't say mature, but for lack of a better term, it's been built on those.
Yeah,
that foundation.
Yeah, and we've come up with something that, you know, is more appealing to different age groups.
Yeah, it ain't Wile E. Coyote fucking up with the Acme Rockets anymore. It's
exactly.
We got to this point where you get Seuss.
Yes.
So,
and Seuss is,
who can complain?
And God bless Seuss, because he's one of my favorite gems. Yeah. I don't have too much else to say. I just enjoyed the hell out of this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this reaction and review.
This episode ought to be coming out every Monday, people. All right, every Monday.
Yeah, that's the idea. So hopefully when you see this, my ass got it done by Monday, and hopefully you guys like it. And the plan is, and the plans are never always perfect, to have it out every Monday. So we have a schedule, and we're going to start following it, and we're going to release it to you guys very soon.
Yes, you'll have this on a weekly basis. Gravityfalls every Monday.
Yes.
A little bit of WandaVision every Wednesday.
Yes.
A little bit of Rick and Morty every Friday.
Yes.
And that's some other shit sprinkled in between.
Yeah, that's pretty much important stuff right now. So just pay attention, and we'll release that to you guys shortly. Okay? Other than that, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we're out of here. Guys, thank you so much for watching our reaction and this review to this amazing show. I love it so much. And thank you for everyone watching it and commenting and everything else. If you're new, just like and subscribe. It's a great way to help us out. Leave a comment down below. I try to answer them all. And yeah, no spoilers. And thank you for the people who are decoding some of the secret messages in the episode. Appreciate that. Yeah.